Back here on College Football Live as Florida looks to get back to its winning ways, but those have proven elusive in Gainesville so far under Billy Napier. 6-7 in year one, 5-7 in year two. Now in year three, the Gators have the toughest strength of schedule in the nation. That is just a projection at this point, but indulge me. Here in the SEC, which ESPN Analytics says is home to 9 of the 10 toughest FBS schedules, and Florida tops them all. 8 of the 12 teams on the Gators' schedule are currently ranked in the top 25 of ESPN's Football Power Index. ESPN Analytics says a bowl is far from a guarantee. Billy Napier said this about his job security.
Every good movie, every good story, has challenges, right? So we're right in the middle of this one. I'm hopeful that the things we've done to make change will help us perform better. I'm a firm believer that sometimes you need to go through struggle, and we've done that, and I'm hopeful that it will be rewarding when we do accomplish some things of significance.
Harry Lyles, Jordan Reed, Pete Thamel here with us. Pete, the story arc says 6-7, 5-7, and now season kickoff exactly 1 month out, hosting Miami. How much pressure is on Napier here?
I think there's more pressure on Billy Napier than any SEC football coach and likely any college coach in the country. It's simply put, you need to win at Florida. It is not a patient fan base, and it's not a place accustomed to back-to-back losing seasons. The interesting dynamic that just changed last week at Florida is that they had a presidential change. Ben Sass stepped down to spend more time with his family because of an illness, and that brings in an interim, Kent Fox. It's always hard to project what's going to happen at a school when you don't know who's going to be making the decision. And the decision on Napier is a $26 million one. That's what he'd be owed on December 1st if he's fired.
Yeah, Pete, all great points. And you mentioned, obviously, winning is the standard at that Florida program, and it becomes a little bit tougher, and there's a little bit more pressure on you when, metaphorically speaking, if you're Billy Napier, you step outside of your home and you look to your left, and Georgia's there, and they've only lost 2 games the last 3 years, and you look to your right, and Florida State should have been in the playoff last year. So when your rivals are also performing as well as they are, it makes the fan base a little bit more tight, a little bit more tense. And I think when you look at that schedule, it's absolutely going to be a tough one. But this Florida team seems like one that is trying to position themselves well with Graham Mertz in the second year of that offense and an improved offensive line group too.
Yeah, you guys all make great points. And what I want to see from Florida this year is just look competent. I thought there was at times last year of where they just simply played sloppy football. And I'll go back to the season opener against Utah, where they had 9 penalties in that one. And this wasn't just any ordinary penalties. We're seeing penalties for players with the same jersey numbers on the same side of the ball. Those types of equipment or uniform types of penalties, offsides, false starts. So how does the picture look? Is it clean? Does the operation look good? And now with Graham Mertz entering his second year with the Gators, who is an experienced quarterback, you want to see things improve. Even though they do have a hard schedule this year, getting bowl eligible, I think that would be a big win for Billy Napier.
Yeah, Jordan, I completely agree with that. And sort of going back to that offensive line, this is a much more experienced group than in previous years. Rob Sale has been with Billy Napier back to his days at Louisiana, one of the best offensive line coaches in all of college football. I think when you see that group and Graham Mertz in year 2 of this offense and some of these skill guys that they're going to have around them, it's going to be a tough schedule, absolutely no doubt. But this is a coaching staff that is going to have these guys prepared for every single Saturday that they face.
And Harry, if anybody's going to debate that toughest strength of schedule, go look at Florida's November. It is a 5-week nightmare. What would you define as a successful season for the Gators?
Honestly, if you can get to a bowl game and you're a Florida fan, you need to buy in on that. You need to love that because, I mean, this is just an absolutely daunting schedule. I mean, you're opening up with Miami, and then, like you mentioned, Phil, those last games in November, except for the Samford game, I think you could look at almost every single game on that schedule and say, at the very best, it's a coin flip. And I don't say that necessarily as a dig against Florida. It just truly is a testament to one of the toughest schedules I think I've ever seen anybody have.
It's without question the toughest schedule that I've ever seen, Harry. It's just a matter of they have to figure out a way to win at least 4 of those first 5 games, because once they get into October, that's when things get really difficult for them. And that backstretch of the schedule is absolutely brutal. So once again, even though the standard at Florida is you don't want to be bowl eligible, you always want to have a double-digit win season, but I just don't think that's realistic for Florida. So them getting to a bowl game, I think that would be a big win for them.
catching 2.5 points at home in the opener against Miami in exactly 1 month's time. You can circle the importance of that. The last time a Florida head coach failed to reach 7 wins in any of his first 3 full seasons, you got to go right after World War II. Raymond Wolf, 1946-48, and Wolf was fired after his 4th season, 1949.
Give me something. Try to shake around.